Good afternoon, students. Today we will discuss about register and counters. First of all, registers. Register nothing but a group of flip-flops. Okay? A flip-flop is used to store. A flip-flop is used to store one bit information. Okay? If the register having n flip-flops, the register have n number of flip-flops, it stores n bit information. It stores n bit information. For example, take 4-bit register. Okay, 4-bit register contains 4 flip-flops. Each bit indicates 1 flip-flops. So this register contains 4 flip-flops. 4 flip-flops. Contain 4 flip-flops. Now we will take the 4-bit register, 4 flip-flops, D is the input, Q is the output, clock. Okay, consider the output is Q3, Q2, Q1, Q0, and inputs are IN3, IN2, IN1, IN0. All clocks are connected to the one external clock. Okay, all clocks are connected to this signal. Now, okay, diagrammatically we can represent register like this. How many bit register? 4 bits. So draw 4 cells. 4 cells. Okay. Here one cell it will store Q3, Q2, Q1, Q0. Now I am initially I am giving the input IN3, IN2, IN1, IN0. I am giving the input 1 0 1 1 for example. So I am applying here 1 0 1 1. Now D flip flop nothing but transparent flip flop. Whenever you are applying a clock at the rising edge, input will be passed to the output. At the rising edge, input will be passed to the output. So whenever you apply a clock on the rising edge, the input values will be passed to the output. So the register values will become Q3 is equal to 1, Q2 is equal to 0. This one 0. Next 1 1. Okay. So register nothing but group of flip flops, and a flip flop is used to store 1 bit information. So register with n flip flops will store n bit information. Example is 4 bit register. 4 bit register contains 4 flip flops, and we have taken one example here. 4 flip flops we have drawn, and symbolically we represent the register with like this cells. Okay, 4 bit register contains 4 cells. In each cell 1 bit information will be stored. In each cell 1 bit information will be stored. Okay, this is about the register. Next, next one is shift register. Shift register nothing but register with ability to shift its contents. The ability to shift its content, and this shift register will shift 1 bit. It will shift 1 bit for every clock pulse. For every clock pulse, okay. For every clock pulse, the shift register will shift 1 bit either left or right. Okay. Ability to shift. These can shift the contents to the right side. Similarly, they can shift the contents to the left side. Okay. For example, take 4-bit register. Okay. Previously we have seen. Okay. This is Q3, Q2, Q1, Q0. Okay. 4-bit shift register. So this register has the ability to shift its contents. Now 1011, it is already stored in the register, consider, and it is giving some output and we are giving some input. Now whenever you apply a clock, okay, whenever you apply a clock, first clock pulse, then this input value will be shift inside the register and Q0 will be comes out of the register. Whenever you are applying the clock, this in value will be go to the Q3 and Q3 value will come to Q2, Q2 value will come to Q1, Q1 value come to Q0, Q0 will be comes outside. Okay. For example, if input is 0, then after one clock pulse, what will happen? This 0 will be comes to the Q3. 0 will be comes to the Q3. And Q3 value will be moved to the Q1. Q2 value will to Q1. Q1 to, and Q0 value will comes to the out. Okay. It is having the ability to shift its contents. Okay. For example, if the input value is 1, then you are applying a second clock pulse. Then what will happen? This 1 value will be moved to the Q3. Okay. Refer the above diagram. In value will be comes to the Q3. Q3 value comes to the Q2, so on. So here we are discussing about the right shift register. So the in value will come to the Q3. So here 1. Q3 value comes to Q2, 0. And Q2 value Q1, 1. Next 0. 1 will become outside. Okay. Like this, with each clock pulse, the shift register will shift its contents either right side or left side. Depending upon its design, it will shift either right side or left side. And one more thing you have to do is shifting right by 1 bit is equal, okay, shifting right by 1 bit and inserting 0 equal to division by 2. It is equal to division by 2. It is equal to division by 2. Okay. Now take one content. Okay. This is in Q3, Q2, Q1, Q0. For example, take 8. 8 means 1,000,000. 1,000,000. 1,000,000 is 8. Now, I am inserting 0 and applying clock pulse. Apply clock. Then what will happen? It will do the shift right by 1 bit. Shift right. So send 0 to Q3. So we are sending 0 to Q3. Q3 value to Q2. Next Q2 value to Q1. 0. This out is 0. Now, what is the value we are getting? In the register 0, 1, 0, 0. 0, 1, 0, 0, nothing but 4. You will get 4 by doing of division 8 by 2. 8 by 2, nothing but 4. Similarly, shift left by 1 bit and inserting 0 is equal to the multiplication. Shift left by 1 bit and inserting 0 is equal to multiplication by 2. Now we'll see. We are doing left shift. So this is the input here. Here we will get the out. Okay. Now, for example, take 4. Okay. Q3, Q2, Q1, Q0. Okay. 0, 1, 0, 0, nothing but 4. Now insert 0 and apply clock pulse. Okay, apply clock, then 0 will be inserted into the Q0. Q0 value will be inserted into the Q1. Q1 value will be inserted into Q2, Q3, like this. So the 0 will be comes to the Q0. Q0 value will comes to Q1. Q1 value will comes to Q2. Q2 value comes to Q3. This is out. Out is equal to 0, and this is in. What is the register content? Register content is 8. 1000. 1000 is 8. You will get 8 by 4 into 2. Okay. So shifting right by 1 bit and inserting 0 is equal to division by 2, and shifting left by 1 bit and inserting 0 is equal to multiplication by 2 of the register content. Next, and we have 4 types of shift registers. Four types of shift registers we have. First one is serial in, serial out. SISO. Serial in, serial out. Shift register. Second one is serial in, parallel out. Shift register. Next, parallel in, serial out. Next, parallel in, parallel out. Okay, diagram we can represent like this. This is a shift register block diagram, and it contains one input, one output. Input is serial in, serial out. Here we are discussing about the 4-bit shift register. Generally, serial in, parallel out means it contains only one input and 4 outputs. Parallel out. Next, parallel in. So 4-bit. So we have 4 inputs. This is parallel in, serial out, single one. Next, parallel in, parallel out. We have 4 inputs. We have 4 outputs. Okay. We have 4 types of shift registers: serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel out, parallel in, serial out, parallel in, parallel out. Now we will look into the general purpose shift register. General purpose shift register diagram now we will see. This diagram can access serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel out, parallel in, serial out, parallel in, parallel out. The diagram we can use as any one of these 4. Now, general purpose shift register. So you can use this shift register as you want. Either serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel out, parallel in, serial out, or parallel in parallel. You can use as you want. And we are discussing about 4-bit shift register. So 4-bit means 4 flip-flops we need. So I'm drawing 4 flip-flops. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 flip-flops. This is Q. D, Q, D, Q. Okay. And all flip-flops are connected with the clock. All flip-flops are connected with the clock. And clock is a positive edge triggering here. Okay. Now, to apply the input, we are using mux, a 2 by 1 mux. We are using a 2 by 1 mux. This is the 0 input, this is 1 input. Selection line, we are using a control input shift to bar by load. Shift to bar by load. Okay. And for 0, we are applying serial input SI, and this one we are applying loading input. Loading input 3. Okay. From here we are applying to the input of D flip-flop. So construct these 3 more because we have 3 more D flip-flops. So construct this 2 by 1 mux for each D flip-flop. For each D flip-flop we are using 1 2 by 1 mux. Okay, and all are having the same selection line, shift by load bar, shift by load bar, shift by load bar. The output of the mux is connected to D. Okay, and we are considering this output as Q3. This one Q2, Q1, Q0. Okay, now 0, 1, 0. This output is connected to input. Output is connected to input. Okay. This is Q0 or serial output S4, and this is loading input 2, input 2, loading input 1, zero. This is all 2 by 1 mux. Okay, this is the general purpose shift register diagram. Now, this diagram can act as serial in serial out, serial in parallel out, parallel in serial out, parallel in parallel out. Now, what is the function of the shift bar by load signal? Shift bar by load. If shift bar by load is equal to 0, the above register will do the shifting of its contents. Above circuit do shifting. If the shift bar by load is equal to 1, above circuit load the input values to the output. Load above circuit fill register contains with loaded inputs. Loaded inputs. We are having loaded input 3, 2, 1, 0. So whenever shift bar by load is equal to 1, the register contains Q3, Q2, Q1, Q0. This will be filled with loading input 0. This one will be the loading input 1, loading input 2, loading input 3. If it is 1, the register content will be filled with loaded inputs. Now, serial in, serial out, shift register. Okay. Now, this diagram to be acts as serial in, serial out. First, you have to keep shift bar by load is equal to shift bar by load is equal to 0. Whenever you keep shift bar by load is equal to 0 and keep only SI and S0 terminals outside. Okay, this is complete diagram. In this complete diagram, only keep SI and S0 terminals outside. Remaining keep inside. Okay, Q3, Q2, Q1 keep inside the block. Then it will act as serial in, serial out. And for every clock pulse, the values will be shifted by 1 bit and the input serial in to be present at the serial out, it takes 4 clock cycles. It takes 4 clock cycles serial in to be present at serial out. Serial in value, whatever you give, that is to be present at serial out, same value, it needs 4 clock cycles. Because for the first clock cycle, it will pass through this flip flop. Second clock pulse, this one. Third clock pulse, this. And the fourth clock pulse, the same value will be appeared at serial out. Next, serial in, parallel out. Okay, for the serial in, parallel out, keep shift by load, shift bar by load is equal to 0 and keep terminals outside. Q3, Q2, Q1, Q0 keep outside. On the input side only keep SI and the output side keep Q3, Q2, Q1, Q0. Okay. Then it will act as serial in, parallel out shift register. And for each clock pulse, you will apply one serial input. For each clock pulse, you will apply one serial input. And after 4 clock cycles, whatever the values you have given at the serial input, those will be present at the output. Q3, Q2, Q1, Q0. It takes 4 clock cycles to load input to be appear at output. To load input and to be appear at output. Next, parallel in, serial out. Okay, for the parallel in, serial out, what you have to do is keep loading input terminals outside the block. Okay, parallel in, so loading input 3, loading input 2, input 1, input 0. Okay, keep loading inputs outside and serial out only one outside this block. Okay, in the inputs you need to keep outside loading input 3, input 2, input 1, input 0. Coming to the outputs, only serial output you keep outside the block. Then it will act as parallel in, serial out. And along with this, you need to keep shift bar by load is equal to 1. Shift bar by load is equal to 1. Keep shift bar by load is equal to 1. Then the inputs will be loaded into the registers and the loaded values will come to the outside for each one clock pulse. For each one clock pulse, one bit will come outside. After 4 clock cycles, all the loaded inputs values will come outside the serial out. After 4 clock cycles, all the loaded values will come outside. Now, next one, parallel in, parallel out. This one to be acts as parallel in, parallel out. Coming to the inputs, keep 4 inputs, loaded inputs outside, loaded inputs outside, and outputs, 4 outputs outside. So 4 clock cycles, loaded values come outside of serial output. Okay. Now, in this case, you are giving 4 inputs and at the same time you are getting 4 outputs. So, one clock cycle is enough to get all loaded input values at output. One clock cycle needed to transfer input to output. To transfer input to output, we need just one clock cycle. This is about the general purpose shift register. So, here we are designing this general purpose shift register as it can act any one of 4 shift registers. Okay, this is about the 4 types of shift registers: serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel out, parallel in, serial out, parallel in, parallel out. Okay. Next, counters. Counter is nothing but a register. a register, and register we know it is having some content. The content of the register we can also refer as state. So register will have one state, and counter is nothing but a register, and that goes through certain predefined states. States by applying clock pulse. Okay. For example, consider register first having some values, and we are considering that one as one state. Okay. State M0. Then when you are applying one clock pulse, the register content will be changed to predefined. Predefined means we already defined some states. After M0, we define it should go to M1 like this, M2, M3 like this. So counter is nothing but a register which goes through some predefined states by applying clock. Okay. So whenever you apply clock, initially consider counter is at M0 state. At M0 state. Then when you apply the clock pulse, then it will go to M1, then it will go to M2, then it will go to M3. Like this, again it will come to the M0. Now M0, after M0 will go to the M1, M2, M3, so on. Again M0 will be repeat, M1, M2, so on. Okay. The same state should be repeat by applying the clock pulse. Okay. A counter with M states known as modulo M counter. If counter has M states, okay, we refer this counter as modulo M counter. Now, in counters also we are having so many types, and particularly we are discussing about the binary counter. Binary counter. Binary counter, okay, and if the binary counter is n bit binary counter has 2 to the power of n states. A binary counter has with n bit will have 2 to the power of n states. Okay, what we are discussing you will understand better. Okay, for example, 2-bit binary counter. Okay, the counters representation like this: state 0, state 1, state 2. It is known as state diagram. 2-bit binary counter contains 4 states, 2 to the power of 2. 2 to the power of 2 means 4 states. And what are the 4 states? Generally with 2 bits we know 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So these are the 4 states: 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. This is the 2-bit up counter generally. Okay. This is about the counters introduction. Counter is nothing but a register which goes through some predefined states by applying a clock pulse. Okay, so it will go to M0, M1, M2, whatever the defined states, it will go through that path only. And counter with M states also known as modulo M counter. And counters are so many types. In that, binary counter indicates a n-bit binary counter contains 2 to the power of n states, and here the starting state is 0, ending state is 2 to the power of n minus 1. Okay, for the 2-bit counter, 0 is the starting state and ending state is 2 to the power of 2 minus 1. So 0 to 3. So it will contain the states 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Depending upon the clock pulse we are applying, the counters are 2 types depending upon the clock pulse. First one is asynchronous counters. Second one is synchronous counters. Okay, counters are 2 types: asynchronous counter, synchronous counter. We know counter is nothing but register. Register is nothing but group of flip-flops. So in synchronous counters, all the flip-flops connected to common clock pulse. All flip-flops connected to common clock. In asynchronous counters, all the flip-flops do not connected to common clock. All the flip-flops do not connected to common clock. Okay, this is the main difference between asynchronous counter and synchronous counter. Now we will see asynchronous counters. Asynchronous counters. So in the asynchronous counters, generally asynchronous counters also called as ripple counters. These are also called as ripple counters. Okay, we will see one example. 2-bit asynchronous counter. Okay, in asynchronous counter, again we are having 2 types: up counter, down counter. Up counter means whenever you are applying clock pulse, the state will be increased by 1. Down counter means the state will be decreased by 1. 2-bit up ripple counter. So up counter means after 0 0 it has to go to 0 1, next 0 1 it has to go to 1 0, next 1 1. This is up counter. Down counter means first state will be 1 1, next it will be go to 1 0, next 0 1, next 0 0, After again it will come to 1 1. Here also you will again come to 0 0. This is about the up counter and down counter. You can design the ripple counters or any counter with any type of flip flops. You can use D flip flop, T flip flop, JK flip flop. A counter can be designed with any flip flop you want. The easiest one is T flip flop. So I am drawing with T flip flop. T, Q, this is clock. T, Q, clock. And we are using here negative edge triggering clock. Okay, we are using negative edge triggering clock, and clock is applied only to the, okay, this one we are considering T flip flop 0, T flip flop 1. This is Q0, this is Q1, and output of T flip flop 0 is connected to the input of clock. And T is connected common to the logic 1. Okay. We know the T flip flop characteristic table. Whenever clock pulse is rising, and if T is 0, next state Q of T plus 1 is equal to Q of T, no change. If it is 1, output will be inverted. This is the T flip flop characteristic table. Now, consider initially, okay, we can also have the clear input. Okay. Now, with the help of clear input, initially clear is equal to 0, then Q0 is equal to 0 and Q1 is equal to 0. Both are set to 0. Now, make clear is equal to 1. Now, make clear is equal to 1 and apply clock pulses. Now, make clear is equal to 1. Then, okay, then for first clock cycle, okay, whenever, sorry, we are discussing about the negative edge triggering. Okay, whenever the clock is changing from 1 to 0, then only the input, okay, whatever the input, that will be change the output. So the first clock cycle, what is the Q0 value and what is the Q1 value? When you apply the first clock cycle and T is equal to 1, the output will be inverted. The output will be inverted. Okay, Q0 is equal to 1, and here initially Q0 is equal to 0. Now it is changed to 0 to 1. Changed to 0 to 1. So Q0 is changed to 0 to 1. Whenever the clock is changing from 0 to 1, this T flip-flop 1 do not respond. T flip-flop 1 do not respond. So what will happen? It do not respond, it will maintain Q1 as it is. So Q1 is 0. Next, for second clock, whenever second clock pulse you are applying, the output of T flip-flop 0 will be inverted. So 1 is there, it will become 0. So the Q0 value is changing from 1 to 0. Whenever there is a change from 1 to 0, this T flip-flop will be active. Now T flip-flop 1 will be active. So it will invert the output. So what is the output? 0. 0 will be inverted 1. So TFF1 active. Here TFF1 deactive. Now again third clock. Whenever you apply third clock, what will happen? This Q0 will be inverted 0 to 1. Whenever Q0 is changing from 0 to 1, T flip-flop 1 is deactive. So no change. Q1 will be 1. Whenever you apply fourth clock cycle, it will be changed to 1 to 0. Whenever it is changed from 1 to 0, TFF1 active. Whenever TFF1 active, Q1 will be changed to 0. So you can observe, first state is 0, 0. Next one is 0, 1. Next state is 1, 0. Next state is 1, 1. Again next state is 0, 0. If you apply fifth clock cycle, again it will change to 1, it will be 0. So this will be repeated. So this is the 2-bit up ripple counter. Okay. Now how to design down counter? Okay. The down counter 2-bit down ripple counter. Okay. 2-bit down ripple counter. Now 2-bit down ripple counter you can get by changing the negative edge triggering clock to positive edge triggering clock. Same diagram, but instead of negative edge triggering, just keep positive edge triggering. Okay. The change is positive edge triggered clock. And instead of clear, keep preset. Okay. Instead of clear, keep preset. So initially, keep preset is equal to 0. When preset is equal to 0, you will get Q1 is equal to 1, Q0 is equal to 1. This is the preset activity. Whenever preset line is equal to 0, it will make Q1 and Q0 both as 1. Then when you apply the clock pulse, only for the rising edge, it will change the output value. So by the similar analysis, you will get 1, 1, next state 1, 0, next state 0 1, next state 0 0, next state again 1 1, next 1 0, so on. Like this it will be continue. And this is about the asynchronous counter. Here 4-bit up ripple counter, 2-bit down ripple counter. If I ask you to design 3-bit up ripple counter, then add one more flip flop. That's all. Here also, if you ask you to design 4-bit up ripple counter, add two more flip flops with negative edge triggering. With two more flip flops with negative clock edge triggering. And in the next class, we will see the synchronous counters and we will end the unit. In the next class, we will complete the unit, and meanwhile, you refer the videos. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. If you have no doubt, we will end the session. Okay, Amma, ending the session.